is Chinmayi. Today I have a slightly intimate setting of a concert, so I thought I would film how I wear my makeup today. So let me take you right in. I have already moisturized my face. I will link it down below as to what exactly I used. I've used the Hyalamide's eye contour cream. I'm not sure about the name, but I'm going to be linking it down below. And let me start with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I'm just going to be using it around my forehead, around my nose. Once that's done, I checked out this article by Mario, who is the really famous, popular makeup artist, celebrity makeup artist if you may, and I learned that you should actually wear concealer before foundation, so I'm going to be trying it out today. Before I go in with my concealer, I'm going to be using the MAC's Strobe Cream in the high points of my face. If you want like an overall glowy finish in your foundation, you could also use this as an all over moisturizer if you like, so that there's a general dewiness. I think I have actually enough of it. I don't know why I'm layering this, but anyway. Now that that's done, I am actually going with the Revlon Age Defining Concealer. This is something that a makeup artist gave me, and I presume this is available here. This is like a drugstore brand. I have a lot more darkness on the inner sides of my eyes, so I tend to go with it. I'm using a concealer brush from Sigma and lightly patting it in rather than rub it. Using a concealer on the inner corners of your eyes, if you have slightly deep set eyes and hooded eyes like mine, I learned will actually make your eyes look brighter, wider and more awake if you may. So now that's done, I realized that I don't need too much foundation to cover up my face, so I'm just going to go pretty light. But before I go in with my foundation, because I'm a makeup infant, I shall be priming my eyelids with a MAC Paint Pot. This is in Laying Low. I'm going to be setting this with my powder, but before that I just thought I'll go in with my beauty blender and then see if it's all pushed in and a lot more diffused, and maybe take off the excess. I'm going to be setting this with the Clinique Stay Matte Sheer Pressed Powder, Oil Free. What's with these makeup brands and all these really long names? I almost poked myself in the eye. This is actually a Sephora's highlighter brush, but me being me, I just use whichever brush I feel like at that point in time. I'm using the bronzing powder from Bobbi Brown, which is in Golden Light, to define my crease. Sometimes you really don't need a crease shade if you have a good bronzing powder that goes with your skin. I tend to define my crease a little higher than normal because hooded eye, the hooded eye issues in life. I'm using the MAC's flat brush. It's the name's gone off, and I'm using the shade Eden in the inner 1/3 of my lids and packing it in. I'm going back with the Morphe G24 to blur out the lines between the crease and this. From the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk, I'm going in with Amber and going back into my crease. I'm going to be going into Nefertiti and using it in the center of my lid. Now that that's done, I'm not going to be going too heavier than this rather. And then I'm just going back with the Morphe G24 and just generally blurring the lines out. I shall now go on with my foundation before I finish the rest of my eyes. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation today, warming up in the back of my hand. I'm going in with the damp beauty blender to push it in and to make sure there are no creases. I'm going over with my concealer around my mouth a little bit to cancel out any darkness, and this is something that I also learned so that it could actually pinch up your face of sorts. I'll know anyway. Now that that's done, I'm going to be setting it with powder, and I'm using the MAC's 116 brush. I'm sure this is a blush brush, but I'll do it anyway. I'm going to be a little heavy under the eyes for now so that it bakes, and then I can brush off the excess a little later. I'm going to be using the powder only around the center of my face and leave the rest a little natural. I'll now go in with my bronzing powder. This is the Bobbi Brown's Golden Light. As you have seen me use this before. And cut out my really harsh jaw, if I could. And bring it down to my neck a little bit. I'm using the other end of this brush. This is the Makeup Forever dual ended brush to generally buff it in. I'm going to be brushing out the excess powder from under my eyes so that I can finish my eye makeup. I'm going back into the Desert Dusk palette and into Amber, tapping off the excess. Highlighting the inner corner. Curling my lashes now. Some people actually say to hold your curl down, hold the curling device down for 30 seconds, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going to be lining my eyes. This is the PatMcGrath. I kind of forgot to highlight my nose, so I'm going to go and draw that straight line, which actually doesn't look like a straight line at all. This is the Touche Eclat, and it is the time to wear mascara. This is the IT Cosmetics Superhero. I have really fallen in love with this recently. I had another one, but looks like it's permanently missing. I had taken it to shoot one day and then looks like somebody else liked it as well. I'll use a lash comb to just generally take off the excess. Going with the beauty blender on the highlight. And I shall now go in with my bronzing powder and try and contour my nose. Going in with my blush, I'm going into my Tarte Blush Bazaar and I'm using the shade Extraordinary, tapping off the excess and just placing it here and on top of my cheekbones. As in not literally the top, but slightly below the top of my cheekbones. Finally, using the Sephora's highlighter brush for what it is made for highlighting, going into the Blush Bazaar and using Whimsical to highlight. Another thing you could do is also use the same highlighter to highlight under your brow bone so that everything looks seamless. I'm just going with the Anastasia Brow Wiz brow pencil to just fill in a couple of sparse areas on my eyebrows. I don't really need too much of filling in, but this is just to balance out. If you don't really need these fancy tools, you could even use a baby toothbrush to basically brush your brows out. I'm going to be lining my lips with the MAC Posy Perfect. I wouldn't line my lips usually if I'm not performing, because if your lipstick has to last longer, a lot of makeup artists who are experts suggest lining your lips and also filling it a little bit with the liner and then going over with the lipstick of your choice. This is the PatMcGrath Realness. I'm using a brush to go over the corners first, and this is the Sigma L06. That's that. I'm just going to be placing some gloss just to the center. As you all know, I shall now wear my sindoor, and this is the finished look. Once I wear my outfit and once my hair is also done, I shall share the picture at the end of this video. So until I meet you in my next one, this is Chinmayi saying bye-bye.